My beloved child, do not let your heart sink simply because the changes before your eyes leave you confused. There are seasons when I allow everything to shake, not to destroy you, but to remove from your life what no longer belongs to the future I have already appointed for you. I see your confusion when a few familiar doors quietly close, when people who once walked with you slowly drift away, when you feel as though you are walking across ground that has not yet taken shape. But my child, it is precisely in those moments that I am silently building a new foundation. If I do not clear the old ground, the new seed will have no place to take root. If I do not cause you to release the small things, your hands will not be able to receive the greater things I am preparing. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? As it is written in Isaiah 43:19. What I am doing will not look like your past, because a new season always requires a new heart, a new vision, and a deeper trust. I know there are times when you quietly ask why this journey contains so many silent spaces. There are nights when you pray and still do not see the answer appearing before your eyes. There are days when you try to keep moving forward, yet your soul still feels heavy, as though carrying an entire gray sky within it. But my child, my silence does not mean I have forgotten you. The potter does not stop working simply because the vessel has not yet revealed its final form. In the same way, my hands are still touching your life in every moment your natural eyes cannot recognize. I am adjusting the deepest places of your soul, healing the wounds you have kept hidden, teaching you to mature in patience and peace. Be still and know that I am God. As Psalm 46, 10 declares, there are lessons that are born only in stillness, and there are strengths that grow only when you continue to believe, even before you see anything change. Remember the story of Gideon, the man who once hid in the winepress because he was afraid and thought himself too small to do anything great. Yet I called him a mighty warrior, even while he was still trembling. I did not look at him according to his present weakness. I saw him according to the person I was forming him to become. And then I reduced his army from tens of thousands to only 300 men, so that he would understand that victory does not come from human strength, but from my power. You are the same, my beloved child. I may be removing from your life a few things you once leaned on, not to make you weaker, but to teach you how to depend completely on me. When you no longer place your confidence in your own ability, you will see my power move more clearly than ever before. Do not think the changes around you are signs of failure. Many times, an ending is actually my mercy toward you. There are connections I must loosen because they are pulling your soul away from something better. There are doors I close because behind them is not peace, but a slow and hidden draining away of your strength. I never take anything from you without a loving purpose. Just as a gardener cuts away dry branches so the tree may bear more fruit, I am also pruning your life with perfect wisdom. All things work together for good to those who love God. As Romans 8:28 says, even the things that break your heart today will one day become part of the healing story I am writing. My beloved child, there are things you do not understand today, but the time will come when you will look back and weep because you realize how gently I guided you. You will see that what you once called delay was actually protection. What you once called loss was actually rescue. What you once called brokenness was actually the beginning of rebirth. I have never taken my eyes off you, not even for a single moment. In every trembling step you take, I am still there. Like a patient father holding the hand of a little child, learning to walk through the darkness of night. Let your heart rest in my love. Do not force yourself to understand everything. The seed beneath the soil does not understand how spring comes. Yet it still grows because it knows it is in the right place. You are the same. I do not ask you to see the whole road ahead. I only want you to trust that the one who leads you never makes a mistake. The one who trusts in the Lord is like a tree planted by the waters. As Jeremiah 17:7-8 says, "When you cling tightly to me, your soul will not wither in dry seasons." Even now, I am bringing the right people closer into your life. I am opening doors of opportunity that once seemed beyond your imagination. I am preparing divine encounters, timely words of encouragement, and pathways that will lead you into the place where you truly belong. Perhaps today you can only see scattered pieces, but I have seen the completed picture long before you ever could. Not a single brushstroke is misplaced beneath my hand. Not one of your tears has fallen unnoticed before me. So, my beloved child, do not be afraid when the old season is passing away. Do not cling to what I have already asked you to release. Do not lose hope simply because you cannot yet see the full light at the end of the road. Dawn always begins while the sky is still dark. And even within that darkness, I have already begun calling the sun to rise. I am preparing more for you than you have ever asked for in prayer. I am leading you into a place where your soul will flourish like a garden watered by the river of life. Keep walking forward, even if it is only one small step at a time. Keep your heart tender and full of gratitude. Then you will realize that everything I have allowed to happen has been working together to guide you toward the hopeful future I prepared for you long before your first cry upon this earth. My beloved child, let your soul rest in my faithfulness, for I have never lost sight of you, even in your darkest seasons. Perhaps today your eyes cannot clearly see the road ahead, and your heart trembles at the uncertainty before you. But I want you to remember that not a single moment exists outside of my sovereignty. Before your first breath, I already knew the day you would walk through this trial. I knew the silent battles you would face, and even the hidden tears no one else would ever see. And even when you think you are walking through an endless void, my hand is still holding every step you take. I will never leave you nor forsake you. As written in Deuteronomy 31:6, those words were not spoken only for a distant generation long ago. They are being spoken directly to your soul even now. Do not let the clouds of the present hide the memory of the times I have already rescued you. You have walked through many things that once seemed impossible to overcome, and yet today you are still standing, still breathing, still able to lift your heart toward me. That is not an accident. It is I who have quietly sustained you through every stormy season. There were nights when you fell asleep in tears without realizing that I was keeping watch over your soul. There were moments when you felt completely exhausted, yet I still placed new strength within you so you could continue forward. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall soar on wings like eagles. As Isaiah 40:31 declares, I am not merely helping you survive your trials. I am turning those trials into the birthplace of new strength within you. My child, I am calling you farther beyond the familiar ground you once clung to. Do not fear when I lead you away from your old place of comfort. For a young bird can never learn to fly if it remains forever inside the nest. There have been limitations that held you back because you believed you were too small, too weak, too ordinary to do anything great. But I have never seen you through the eyes of limitation. I see within you a river that has not yet been unleashed, a fire that has not yet burned with the fullness of the potential I placed inside you. What I am preparing for you is far greater than what you are imagining now. That is why I must draw you out of old patterns, away from familiar fears, away from the voice that keeps telling you, you cannot. Remember Abraham, when I called him to leave his homeland and go to a land he had never known. I did not show him the entire journey from the beginning. I simply asked him to walk by faith. And because he dared to obey, an entire nation was born from that promise. You are the same. My beloved child, There are steps I am asking you to take that you do not yet fully understand. But if you wait until everything becomes clear before you move forward, you will miss the miracles that only appear along the path of trust. The righteous shall live by faith. As written in Habakkuk, Cox, Nelia, faith is not seeing everything before believing. Faith is placing your hand into mine, even when you cannot yet see the road ahead. I know there are times when the past tries to pull you backward through painful memories, feelings of failure, and words that once caused you to doubt yourself. But, my child, I did not call you to remain forever in the land of yesterday. What has passed no longer has the authority to define your future. When I forgive, I also open the door to a new beginning. When I heal, I do not merely mend the wound, I make your soul stronger than before. Do not carry old chains into the new season I am opening before you. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. As written in 2 Corinthians 5:17, you are no longer the person bound by fear and disappointment. You are being transformed day by day by my light. Even now, in the unseen realm, I am arranging things beyond your understanding. I am bringing the right people at the right time. I am opening doors that no one can shut. I am preparing opportunities you never imagined before. Perhaps today you only see scattered pieces, but I have seen the completed picture long ago. Every delay has a purpose. Every season of waiting is creating greater depth within your soul. And the day will come when you realize that even the things that once seemed most unfavorable were all working together to lead you exactly where I intended. My beloved child, I do not desire only to bless your life alone. I want your life to become a river that refreshes the souls of others. The pain you once endured will become the language through which you comfort those who are hurting. The times you rose again after falling will become proof to others that hope is real. The light I have kindled within you was never meant to remain hidden, but to guide those wandering in darkness. Just as Joseph journeyed from prison to the palace in order to save many lives during the famine, I am also using your journey to prepare you for a purpose far greater than you have ever imagined. So, my child, move forward with an open heart and renewed courage. Do not bow before fear. Do not allow the voice of doubt to become louder than the words I have spoken over your life. I am placing into your hands a new season, a new door, a new opportunity to live differently. You do not have to carry everything by your own strength. Simply take hold of my hand and keep walking. I will guide you through every mountain, every valley, and every dark stretch of the journey. And then you will see that what I promised is no longer a distant hope, but a living reality before your eyes. Your life will become a testimony that my grace is great enough to turn ashes into beauty, weakness into strength, and a trembling heart into a radiant lamp shining brightly in this world. My beloved child, quiet your heart and feel the gentle movement I am creating around your life. Even though your eyes still see ordinary days continuing as usual, even though everything may appear unchanged, in the unseen realm, I have already begun arranging new things for your future. There are doors silently taking shape, paths gradually opening beneath my powerful hand, and that moment is closer than you think. I am never late, nor do I act at the wrong time. Everything I do carries perfect wisdom and deep love for you. He has made everything beautiful in its time. As Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, what is hidden today will one day be revealed at the exact time I have appointed. Do not think that what I am preparing for you will always arrive with loud sounds or glorious signs. Many times, I choose to enter your life through small and seemingly ordinary things. An unexpected meeting, a simple invitation, a small door opening in the middle of an ordinary day. All of these can become the place where I release my miracle. I delight in revealing my power through humble things so that no one may boast in themselves. But all glory will return to me. Remember the little boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish. In human eyes, It was only a tiny meal, insignificant among the crowd. But once it was placed into my hands, that small offering became enough to feed thousands. You are the same. My beloved child, do not despise the things in your life that seem small, for I can use those very things to open a new season far beyond anything you have imagined. I know there are moments when you feel as though you are standing in days that endlessly repeat themselves, as if the heavens remain silent and your prayers are still unanswered. But my child, silence does not mean I have stopped working. The seed beneath the soil cannot see spring approaching, yet life is already moving quietly within it. In the same way, even when you think nothing has changed, I have already begun preparing what your eyes cannot yet see. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. As Hebrews 11:1 declares, I want you to learn how to trust even before you see the door opening before you. There were doors in the past that you tried hard to enter but could not. There were things you earnestly prayed for, only to watch them close before your eyes. At that time, your heart was broken and you did not understand why I remained silent. But now I want you to know that not every open door leads you to the place I have appointed for you. Some things, if I had allowed them to happen, would have pulled you away from the true purpose of your life. Because I love you, I stopped them. Because I care for you, I closed certain paths in order to preserve you for something better. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not for disaster. As Jeremiah 29:11 says, what I am preparing for you is not a temporary solution, but a path that carries deep peace for your soul. My child, when the door I intend to open finally appears, you will feel an unusual peace within your spirit. It will not resemble the pressure of fear or the restless urgency of the flesh. What comes from me always carries light, rest, and a deep confirmation that no one can take away from you. Others may not understand what I am doing in your life. They may see it as too small or insignificant to matter, but do not measure my plans through human eyes. I often begin with the simplest things and then transform them into something extraordinary at the appointed time. Remember the story of David. When I sent the prophet Samuel to anoint the new king, no one imagined that the young shepherd boy out in the fields would be the one I had chosen. Even David's own family overlooked him. But I do not see as people see. Man looks at the outward appearance, but I look at the heart and the destiny I have placed within a soul. From the quiet shepherd's field, I led David into the palace and eventually to the throne. You are the same. My beloved child, what I am about to open for you may begin in a very ordinary place. But never forget that I am the one who makes small things become great. So keep your heart soft and awake. Do not let weariness steal your hope. Do not allow the past to make you doubt the future. I am preparing for you. There are doors that no one has the authority to shut when I, myself, am the one who opens them. See, I have set before you an open door that no one can shut. As written in Revelation 3-8, when the appointed time arrives, no power will be able to stop what I have ordained. No voice of opposition will be able to destroy the plans I have for you. My beloved child, I am not merely opening a new opportunity for you. I am leading you into a new chapter of your life. There, you will see my faithfulness more clearly than ever before. You will understand that every season of waiting was never meaningless. Every tear, every act of patience, every quiet night of prayer has been leading you to this moment. So continue walking forward in trust. Keep your hands within mine. And when that door finally appears before you, you will know that you did not stumble upon it by accident, but that I had prepared it for you long before you recognized it. My beloved child, when the moment I have appointed begins to unfold before your eyes, keep your heart strong and do not allow fear to speak louder than my voice. There are people who have stood before the doors I opened, yet stepped back because they looked at their own weakness instead of looking at my power. But my child, I did not bring you this far only to abandon you at the threshold of your destiny. Long before this day arrived, I'd already been quietly preparing your soul. Every time you fell and rose again, every season you waded through tears, every night you battled loneliness and doubt, none of it was meaningless. I have been building within you a strength you once did not even realize you possessed. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you. As Joshua 1:9 declares, I have never called you to walk alone wherever I lead you. My grace will go with you there. Do not think you must struggle alone to force open the way for your future. If that door comes from me, then the power to walk through it will also come from me. You do not need to manipulate circumstances or force things to happen according to your own understanding. I have not called you to live in anxiety, but in trust. What I open will not require pretense or exhausting effort to survive. It will stand firm because my own hand is sustaining it. What you need to do is simply keep your heart tender, your spiritual eyes alert, and your spirit willing to obey when I urge you to step forward. Remember Peter during the dark night upon the sea. When he looked at the waves and the storm, fear caused him to begin sinking. But when he fixed his eyes on me, he walked upon what was impossible for human beings. You are the same. My beloved child, if you focus only on the obstacles ahead, fear will easily make you hesitate and draw back. But if you keep your eyes on the one calling you forward, you will discover that what once seemed impossible is already opening before you. With man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. As written in Matthew 19:26, I am not limited by circumstances, by human opinions, or by the things you believe you still lack. Perhaps the door I open for you will lead you into places you have never stepped before. Perhaps it will require you to leave behind the familiar place where you once felt in control. But my child, an eagle was never created to live forever upon the ground. I created you to rise above fear and to live beyond the old limitations that once held you captive. If I allowed you to walk through difficult seasons in the past, it was because I knew that where I am about to lead you requires a person who is more mature, more profound, and stronger than before. No trial you have ever endured was meaningless. It was the fire of refinement that purified the gold within your soul. I know there were times when you questioned why I allowed you to walk through such painful paths. But now you will begin to understand that those dark seasons were never meant to destroy you, but to prepare you, just as Joseph had to pass through the pit, slavery, and prison before stepping into the position where he would save an entire nation during famine. You too are being led through a process of refinement. If I had given you the new door too early, before your soul had become steady and strong enough, it would have become a burden rather than a blessing. That is why I have patiently shaped you day by day, teaching you humility in lack, faithfulness in waiting, and trust even before you could see my promises fulfilled. My child, what I am about to do through your life will not end with you alone. I am preparing to use you as refreshing water for weary souls. The pain you once carried will become a language through which you comfort others. The wounds I have healed within you will become living proof that restoration is real. I do not only desire to give you a blessed life, I desire that through you, many others may also encounter my light and my love. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5, Sure said, light does not exist for itself alone. It was created to drive away the darkness around it. There are people in despair whom you have not yet met. There are hearts crying out for a sign of hope, not knowing that I will send you to them. That is why I have been teaching you compassion through everything you have endured. A person who has never walked through darkness can hardly understand the pain of someone weeping in the night. But you have learned how to rise after being wounded, how to believe in the middle of uncertainty, how to keep walking even when your feet are weary. And because of this, the words you speak will carry life to others. So, my beloved child, when that moment arrives, do not draw back. Do not let the past pull you into old places again. Do not let the voice of insecurity make you forget who I am in your life. I have placed within your soul the strength to walk through that door. I have planted within your heart the seeds of courage and faith. You did not arrive at this moment by accident. You have been prepared for it long ago. And when you step forward in trust, you will realize that this door does not merely open a new season for your own life, but also opens a flow of grace that will spread from your life into the lives of many other souls. My beloved child, picture a vast field after long months of silent sowing. The farmer walks across dry ground with weathered hands, often lifting his eyes toward the sky without knowing when the rain will come. There are mornings when he plants seeds in hope, and nights when he bows his head in exhaustion because he still cannot see what he has been waiting for. Yet the harvest still arrives in its appointed season. The seeds once buried beneath dark soil rise up into golden grain shining beneath the sunlight. You are the same, my beloved child. The prayers you whispered in silence, the tears no one else saw, the days you remained faithful even when no one recognized it, all of these stand before me like living seeds. Nothing you have sown in faith has been forgotten. Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. As Psalm 126, 5 declares, I have seen every step you have taken. And now the season of answered prayers is drawing nearer than you realize. Do not underestimate the quiet seasons you have walked through. It was within those seemingly ordinary days that I was silently building the foundation for something far greater. The roots of a tree do not grow amidst the applause of crowds. They grow deep within dark and silent soil. In the same way, I have used the times when you thought you were standing still to deepen your faith, strengthen your inner spirit, and teach your soul to depend on me rather than on circumstances. Without those seasons of waiting, you would not have been strong enough to carry what I am about to place into your hands. So do not grieve over the difficult months you endured. They did not take your future away from you. They were preparing you for it. My child, the door I am about to open is not merely an outward change, but also a deep renewal within your soul. When you step into what I have ordained for you, you will no longer think as you once did, no longer tremble as before, no longer see yourself through the old eyes of limitation. Through this journey, I will mature your soul. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. As written in 2 Corinthians 5:17, some transformations do not happen in a single outward moment, but grow gradually like the dawn spreading across the earth. That is the work I am doing within you. Remember Elijah when he hid in the cave, weary and afraid. He believed his journey was over and that he was left alone in the darkness. Yet I did not come to him through a mighty storm or a violent earthquake. I came through a still, gentle voice. It was in the place where he felt weakest that I restored his strength and gave him new direction. You are the same, my beloved child. There may be times when you feel completely drained after long battles, but I have never stopped speaking to your soul, even in the silences you thought contained only loneliness. I have still been whispering hope and life into the deepest parts of your heart. Do not allow your eyes to remain fixed on your present circumstances. What you see today is not the complete picture. If you look only at the difficulties before you, your heart will easily grow discouraged. But if you lift your eyes to me, you will realize that my hand is guiding every detail you cannot yet fully understand. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. As Proverbs 3, 5 declares, "There are paths that only become clear when you walk by faith instead of by visible certainty." I want you to know that when the time comes and you step through that door, you will discover that I had gone before you long ago. I have already prepared the people who will support you at the right moment. I have already arranged opportunities that today remain unseen to you. I have already placed the resources, wisdom, and grace needed for every step you will take. Nothing in my plan for your life is accidental. Even the delays you once failed to understand were part of that preparation. Perhaps right now, you still cannot see the full harvest before you. But a farmer does not dig up the seed every day to check whether it has begun to grow. He continues trusting in the process of life. I am teaching you that same kind of faith, a faith that knows how to rest in my promises even before results appear to the natural eye. For we walk by faith, not by sight. As written in 2 Corinthians 5-7, that kind of faith will keep your heart at peace during seasons that still seem unclear. My beloved child, what I am opening for you is not merely a temporary blessing. It is a new chapter where you will understand me more deeply, love me more intimately, and see my faithfulness more clearly than ever before. The days ahead will not make you a stranger to yourself. They will reveal the true person I placed within you from the beginning. I am awakening a strength you never knew you possessed. I am causing your soul to bloom like a garden watered by the river of life. So, my beloved child, keep moving forward with courage and peace in your heart. Do not let delay make you doubt the harvest that is coming. Do not let the present darkness cause you to forget that dawn has already begun to rise on the horizon. I, the one who has led you through every season of rain and sun, will not abandon the work I have begun in you. And when you step through the door I open, you will realize that everything you have passed through has been working together to lead you to that glorious moment. My beloved child, you are now standing before a season your soul has been waiting for a very long time. The days of prayer in silence, the times you kept your heart faithful, even when you had not yet seen results, the moments when you felt your hope was almost exhausted. All of these have gathered before me like a beautiful fragrance. I have never forgotten a single prayer you have offered. I have heard every deepest sigh within your heart, even when your lips could not shape it into words. And now, the time of answer is drawing near. This is no longer the season of sowing and tears. This is the season when I cause the seeds of faith you have planted to begin bearing fruit. The one who sows to the Spirit will from the Spirit reap eternal life. As Galatians chase, Opt declares, what you have sown in trust will not return empty-handed. Rise up from the weariness that once weighed heavily upon your soul. Let your shoulders no longer bend beneath old disappointments. I am calling you into a new chapter, where you will see my faithfulness more clearly than ever before. There are doors before you that no power can lock, because I, myself, am the one who opens them. There are blessings I am placing in your hands that no one has the authority to steal from you. There are journeys I have written for your life that no opposition can stop as long as you continue walking with me. See, I have set before you an open door that no one can shut. As written in Revelation 3:8, do not look at that door with fear. Look at it with the eyes of faith and gratitude. But, my beloved child, along with this opening season, I also want to teach you spiritual wisdom. Not everyone around you will understand what I am doing in your life. When I begin to lift you out of the old ground, some will rejoice with you, but others will look at you with doubt. There are people who cannot recognize the light I am placing upon your life because their hearts are still veiled by limitation and envy. This does not mean you must live in fear or close your heart to everyone. But I want you to learn how to guard the sacred thing I have planted within your spirit. Remember Joseph when I gave him great dreams about the future? Because he was still young, he told everything to those who were not yet able to understand the plan I had for him. And that stirred up envy against him. His brothers did not see the promise. They only saw a younger brother. They did not want to rise above them. Yet, even though people tried to throw Joseph into the pit, they could not cancel what I had ordained. You are the same. My beloved child, no one can ruin the plan I have for you. But I want you to grow in wisdom, knowing when to be silent, when to share, and how to protect the seeds I have just planted from the winds of doubt. Some sacred things need to grow in hiddenness before they are revealed openly. A seed does not sprout on the surface of the ground amid noise. It grows in the depths of the soil, where no one can see it. In the same way, I am teaching you the value of hiddenness with me. Do not rush to seek human recognition for what I am doing in your life. If I am the one who began it, I am also the one who will confirm it at the right time. Guard your heart above all else, for from it flow the springs of life. As Proverbs 4:23 says, I want you to watch over your spirit and protect it from the confusion of voices that could shake your faith. My beloved child, there will be people who try to sow doubt into your heart when they see you beginning to change. Some will say that you are hoping for too much. Some will belittle the things I have placed within your spirit. Others will try to pull you back into the person they are familiar with. But do not let their voices become louder than mine. Do not allow the skepticism of others to choke the faith I have planted within you. An eagle does not learn to fly by listening to the voices of chickens on the ground. You are called to live according to my leading, not according to the fears or limitations of people. I know there are times when you feel alone on this journey. There are things I am doing within you that you cannot yet explain to anyone else. But it is precisely in that solitude that I am drawing you closer to me. I want you to learn how to seek confirmation from me before seeking agreement from the world. When Noah built the ark according to my word, many surely mocked him because the skies were still clear. Yet it was that quiet obedience that saved him and his family when the floodwaters came. You are the same. Do not let the ridicule or doubt of others cause you to stop building what I have entrusted to you. My beloved child, this is a season of transition, but it is also a season of spiritual awareness. I am not only opening doors before you, I am teaching you how to walk wisely within what I give you. Keep your heart close to me. Keep your ears attentive to my voice. And keep your eyes fixed upon my promises rather than the noise surrounding you. What I have begun within you will not be abandoned. What I have planted will reach its season of fruitfulness. And when the appointed time fully arrives, your very life will become proof that no one can stop what I have ordained for a soul that trusts in me. My beloved child, look deeply at a field after the first rain of the season. The farmer walks out and sows each small seed into the dark soil without hearing applause and without seeing immediate results. After sowing, he must walk away in patience, leaving the seed hidden beneath the cold and damp earth. To human eyes, it appears that nothing is happening. But my child, it is precisely within that hidden place that life begins to move. The seed quietly breaks open and sends its roots deep down before it ever reaches upward toward the sky. If someone impatiently dug it up just to check whether it had begun growing, they would destroy the very process life requires. In the same way, the things I plant within your soul are not always revealed immediately. There are visions I place within your heart that must be covered by faith, watered through prayer, and protected from the impatience of the flesh. Do not be discouraged when there are seasons in which I keep you hidden. I do not hide you because I have forgotten you. I cover you in order to protect the precious thing growing within you. A child still in the womb is not considered worthless simply because it has not yet been seen. It is within that hiddenness that its form is being completed day by day. You are the same, my beloved child. There are seasons when I pull you away from the noise of the world so your soul may grow deeper roots in me. If I allowed everything to be revealed too early, outside pressures and voices would wound the tender work still growing inside you. Remember Moses in the wilderness of Midian. Before I used him to lead the people of Israel, I allowed him to spend 40 years tending sheep in a place where no one noticed him. To the world, those years may have seemed wasted and forgotten, but to me, they were the season in which I shaped his heart, taught him humility, and prepared within him the endurance needed for the great calling ahead. When the bush burned without being consumed, Moses finally understood that those hidden years had never been meaningless. You are the same. My child, perhaps right now you cannot yet understand the meaning of these waiting seasons, but I am working far deeper than what your eyes can see. I know there are moments when you long to see immediate results. There are times when you desire others to recognize what I am placing within your life. But my beloved child, not every sacred thing needs to be announced the moment it is planted. Some promises must mature in silence before they step into the light. If you try to force the harvest before my appointed time, you will only exhaust yourself. Fruit that is picked before it ripens will never carry its full sweetness. That is why I am teaching you the art of trust, learning how to rest within my timing instead of rushing ahead according to your own desires. There is a season for everything. As Ecclesiastes 3:1 declares, I am never late, nor do I act too early. What feels like delay to you is sometimes my mercy, protecting you from stepping into something you are not yet mature enough to carry. There are doors that, if opened too soon, would become burdens rather than blessings. Therefore, I am not only preparing blessings for you, I am also preparing you so that you may carry those blessings without losing your soul. My beloved child, do not let the silence of the present make you doubt my work. A seed makes no sound while it is taking root, yet those hidden roots determine the strength of the entire tree in the future. I am doing the same thing within you. I am deepening your faith, healing the wounded places that others cannot see, and drawing you closer to me so that when the new season arrives, you will not be shaken by strong winds. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. They shall be like a tree planted by the waters. As Jeremiah 17:7-8 says, that tree stands firm not because the skies are always calm, but because its roots have reached deeply into the source of life. There will be people around you who will not understand why you continue waiting in faith. They will think that if I were truly moving, everything should happen quickly and visibly at once. But they do not understand the way I work. I delight in preparing great things in hidden places before revealing them openly in the light. I kept David in the shepherd's fields for a long time before placing him upon the throne. I allowed Jesus to live many quiet years before stepping into his public ministry. Sacred things do not mature in haste. Therefore, my beloved child, keep your heart at peace in this season of waiting. Do not dig up the seed simply because you have not yet seen the sprout appear. Do not allow impatience to cause you to miss the beauty of the process I am carrying out within you. I am watching over what I have planted in you. I am shaping your future with my wise and loving hands. And when my appointed time arrives, what is hidden today in darkness will step into the light with a life and strength that no one will be able to stop. When that season comes, you will understand why I asked you to be patient. You will look back on the waiting days, not with regret, but with gratitude. For it was precisely in those seemingly slow moments that I was silently building an unshakable foundation for your life. And then, what I promised will bloom in its appointed time, like a golden field shining beneath the sunlight after a long season of sowing. My beloved child, let your heart rest quietly in me, and do not allow the voices of people to overshadow the gentle words I am speaking into your spirit. There will be moments when you hear criticism around you, doubtful looks, and questions that make you feel as though you must explain everything I am doing in your life. But my child, what comes from me does not need to be defended through the arguments of the flesh. True light does not need to shout in order to prove that it shines. When I move, my results will speak for themselves at the appointed time. So do not grow weary trying to make everyone understand you. Some sacred things are meant to grow in silence before being revealed in the light. Look at Mary when she received the message that the Savior would be born through her. There were countless things she could not fully understand, countless mysteries beyond human reasoning. Yet instead of running around seeking approval or trying to explain herself to the world, she kept those things deep within her heart and pondered them before me. That quietness became the shelter, protecting the great promise I had placed within her life. You are the same, my beloved child. Not every vision I give you needs to be spoken immediately. Some things, if revealed too early before hearts that are not ready, will be touched by unnecessary doubt, ridicule, and opposition. I am not teaching you to close your heart to the world through bitterness or fear. I am teaching you discernment. There is a difference between a heart that is open in love and a heart that lacks wisdom in protecting what is sacred. Do not cast your pearls before swine. As written in Matthew 7:6, it is not because the pearl has lost its value, but because some people are not yet able to recognize the value of what is precious. If you place what I am nurturing within you into the hands of those filled with doubt and mockery, they will try to trample upon what they do not understand. My child, I am opening your spiritual eyes so you may recognize who I have sent to strengthen you and who you must keep at a wise distance from. There will be people who enter your life carrying peace, encouragement, and confirmation from me. Around them, your faith will rise and your spirit will grow stronger. But there will also be people who continually sow fear, doubt, and confusion into your heart. I am not telling you to hate them, but I want you to learn how to guard the gate of your spirit. Not every voice has the right to shape your future. Remember Nehemiah when he rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem. While he was carrying out the work I had given him, many stood outside, mocking him, threatening him, and trying to discourage him. They wanted to pull him away from the sacred work through pointless arguments and distractions. But Nehemiah answered them, saying, I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. You are the same, my beloved child. Do not step away from what I have entrusted to you merely to argue with those who do not understand your journey. Do not lose your peace, trying to prove something that only time and my hand can confirm. I know there are times when you fear that if you remain silent for too long, people will forget you or opportunities will pass you by. But my child, what I have ordained for you cannot be stolen by anyone. No door that I open can be shut by human opposition. No promise I have given can be canceled by the doubts of the world. If God is for us, who can be against us? As written in Romans 8:31, when I am the one protecting the promise within your life. You do not need to live in anxiety to preserve it. Do not allow your heart to be driven by impatience. A seed does not need to shout in order to prove it is alive. It simply remains in good soil and continues growing. That is exactly what I am doing within you. These days may appear quiet to others, but in the unseen realm, I am building something greater than you can imagine. There are things that, if revealed too early, would be wounded by wrong perceptions and words, lacking faith. That is why I am teaching you the value of hiddenness with me, a place where your soul is protected from the chaos of surrounding voices. My beloved child, do not fear being misunderstood in this season. Those who only see with natural eyes will never fully understand what I am doing within your spirit. But that does not cause my plans to fail. The day of revelation will arrive at the exact time I have appointed. When Joseph was still in prison, no one imagined he would become the one who saved an entire nation. Yet, when my appointed time came, in a single day, I lifted him from the lowest place into a position no one expected. What I do does not require human permission in order to become reality. Therefore, My beloved child, continue faithfully in prayer. Continue holding my promises within your heart as precious treasures. Let my peace become the shield, guarding your mind against confusion and fear. You do not need to protect what I have promised. I myself will watch over it. You do not need to force everyone to believe. I will confirm it through my own actions at the appointed time. And when that day arrives, you will understand why I asked you to remain patient and quiet before me. For what I am about to reveal through your life will no longer be a small, hidden seed buried beneath the soil, but a great tree bearing abundant fruit, under whose shade many others will find rest through the grace and faithfulness I have revealed upon your life. My beloved child, do not let your heart tremble when you walk through days of misunderstanding or seasons of loneliness that seem as though no one is walking beside you. There are paths I intentionally lead you through in silence, so your soul may learn to cling more tightly to me rather than to the approval of people. A seed hidden beneath the ground is unseen and unpraised, yet it is precisely within that darkness that life begins to form. If it could speak, perhaps it too would believe it had been buried and forgotten. But my child, what appears to be buried is often the very beginning of growth. I did not place you in this season to destroy you, but to deepen the roots of your faith before I lift you into the light. Do not be overly troubled by the criticism or doubtful looks around you. People usually see only the outer layer of a journey, but I see the destiny I planted within your soul before the foundation of the world. There are people who cannot understand why you continue hoping while circumstances remain unchanged. Some will think you are too dreamy, too persistent, or too silent. But, my beloved child, the ocean does not lose its depth simply because those standing on the shore cannot see its bottom. What I am doing within you is the same. Not everyone is capable of seeing the invisible work I am carrying out within your spirit. Remember Noah, during the days he built the great ark upon dry land. Around him, there must have been laughter, mockery, and questions filled with doubt. People could not understand why he kept building when there was still no sign of rain. Yet that quiet obedience became the very thing that saved his family when my appointed time arrived. You are the same, my beloved child. Perhaps today others do not understand what I am preparing within your life. But you were never called to live according to their approval. You were called to walk in obedience and trust toward me. The righteous shall live by faith. As Romans 17 declares, true faith does not require the agreement of others in order to keep moving forward. Faith is keeping your heart at peace, even when results are still unseen. It is continuing to build what I entrusted to you, even when silence or opposition surrounds you. I am teaching you a more mature faith, one that does not depend upon temporary emotions, does not collapse under human words, and does not lose hope simply because the journey lasts longer than expected. My beloved child, the day will come when the harvest stands clearly before everyone's eyes. What is hidden today will step into the light with a beauty no one can deny. Once the tree has grown and begun bearing fruit, no one remembers the days when the seed lay quietly beneath the soil. In the same way, when I fulfill what I have promised over your life, your very life will become the strongest testimony. You will no longer need to defend or explain yourself, because my faithfulness will speak on your behalf. But my beloved child, I want you to understand that the blessing I am preparing is not only meant to fill your life with abundance. I have not called you merely to receive and then keep everything for yourself. I am leading you into a more mature stage, where you learn to become a flowing river rather than a still reservoir. Freely you have received, freely give. As written in Matthew 10:8, the grace I give you does not stop with you. It desires to flow through you and touch many other souls who are dry and weary. I am teaching you that blessing always carries a sacred responsibility. When I lift you up, it is not so, you may separate yourself from others in pride, but so you may become a light for those walking in darkness. Light does not exist to shine upon itself. Light is born to show the way. You are the same. The wounds you have overcome will help you understand and comfort those who are hurting. The seasons in which you once waited will make you gentle toward those who are weary in hope. The times when I restored you will become proof to others that miracles are still real. Remember the Good Samaritan on the dangerous road. While many passed by the wounded man, he stopped, bent down, and cared for that stranger with compassion. My beloved child, I am calling you to carry such a heart as well. Do not see blessing only as a sign that you are loved. See it as an entrustment, so that you may become a hand that lifts others up. There are souls I will send into your life who will need a word of encouragement, a compassionate gaze, and a quiet act of help that only you can give because you have walked through similar pain. You are the light of the world, as written in Matthew 5:14. I do not want that light to burn only in the privacy of your own heart. I want it to shine through the way you live, the way you love, and the way you treat others. There are people who may never read the Bible, but they will read your life. They will see your peace in the midst of storms, your gentleness under pressure, and your faithfulness in difficult days. And they will recognize that I am real. Therefore, my beloved child, do not fear the darkness around you. Darkness is not a sign that I have left you. Sometimes it is only the backdrop against which my light within you can be seen more clearly. Continue walking in humility, faithfulness, and love. Keep my promise within your heart like a sacred flame that must not go out. And when the season I have appointed comes in its fullness, you will stand there in deep peace, seeing my word fulfilled in your life. As a living testimony that my power and wisdom have never failed those who place their trust in me, my beloved child, do not let your heart sink simply because there are seasons when you must walk in hiddenness and remain misunderstood. There are paths I lead you through where loneliness is not a sign that you have been abandoned, but a place where I draw you away from the noise of the world so you can hear my voice more clearly. When a seed lies beneath the ground, it receives no praise from people. It is covered by darkness, buried, and seems to have completely disappeared. But my child, that very darkness is where life begins to form. If the seed could see the outcome in advance, it would understand that the dark soil is not a grave burying it, but a cradle preparing it for growth. You are the same. The days when you are misunderstood, the moments when you feel as though no one understands what I am doing in your life, are not signs of failure. They are the process through which I am deepening the roots of your faith. Do not fear the opposition or doubtful looks around you. People often judge according to what they see before their eyes, but I look at what is being formed within your soul. There are people who will not understand why you continue hoping while circumstances have not yet changed. Some will think your waiting is useless, but my beloved child, they do not see what I see. They only see quiet ground, while I see roots spreading beneath the surface. The righteous shall live by faith. As written in Hebrews 10:38, true faith is not built upon human recognition, but upon the certainty that I am the faithful one who keeps my promises. Remember David during the years he was hunted through the wilderness, even after he had already been anointed king. There were times when he had to hide in caves, living in loneliness and danger. Others may have thought the promise over his life had failed, but I had never forgotten what I had spoken. It was within those dark caves that I taught him to depend on me, to rule over his own heart before ruling over a kingdom. You are the same, my beloved child. There are places I allow you to walk through, not to break you down, but to prepare the depth that will be needed for the greater things I am about to place into your hands. Therefore, do not try to escape this hidden season. Do not rush into the light while I am still working within the secret place. Fruit that is pulled from the branch too early will never carry its full sweetness. In the same way, I am keeping many things in your life from being revealed too soon, because I know the perfect moment for them to bloom. He has made everything beautiful in its time. As Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, I am never late. I am simply moving according to the perfect rhythm of eternal wisdom. My beloved child, the day will come when the harvest stands clearly before everyone's eyes. What is hidden today will step into the light with a beauty that no one can deny. At that moment, you will no longer need to explain or prove anything, because the results of what I have done in your life will speak for themselves. People will see your peace in the middle of storms. They will see the strength I built from your weakness, and they will know that it was not by your own power, but by me, the faithful God who carried you through every season. But my beloved child, I want you to understand that the blessing I am preparing for you is not merely a reward for you alone to enjoy. When I pour abundance into your life, I am also calling you into greater maturity in love and spiritual responsibility. I did not create rivers merely to hold water for themselves. A river exists to flow outward and refresh dry lands. You are the same. The things I give you: healing, peace, restoration, abundance, all carry a purpose greater than yourself. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5:14, light is not placed under a basket, but set high so that it may shine for many. I am calling you to become such a light in a world filled with weariness and confusion. There are souls around you thirsting for hope without knowing where to find it. There are people collapsing in darkness for whom a single, gentle word from you could be enough to help them rise again. I want to use your life itself as a living lamp to lead them closer to my love and my life. Remember the Samaritan woman at the well. When she met me, she came carrying a soul full of dryness and shame. But after receiving the living water, she did not keep it for herself. She ran and told the entire town. And through her simple testimony, many came to me. My beloved child, I am calling you to live in the same way. True blessing is not measured by how much you possess, but by how many lives are touched by my love through you. Do not think you must become perfect before I can use you. I often choose vessels that have been cracked so that my light may shine through them more clearly. The wounds you once carried will help you empathize with others. The seasons when you wept in loneliness will teach you how to embrace those who are hurting. I waste nothing in your journey. Every healed wound can become a place from which life flows to someone else. Therefore, my beloved child, continue walking in humility and trust. Do not fear the darkness of the present, for the dawn I have appointed is drawing near. Do not fear being misunderstood, for I understand you completely. Do not fear being forgotten, for your name is engraved upon the palms of my hands. Keep my word within your heart like a flame that must never go out, and let your life become a stream of peace and hope for those I will send beside you. Then, at the appointed time, you will stand in the midst of the harvest I promised, seeing my faithfulness blooming through every part of your life. And you will realize that every dark season before this was only preparation for the glorious light I ordained for you from the very beginning. My beloved child, do not let the days of being misunderstood cause your soul to lose heart. There are seasons through which I lead you where you will feel as though you are walking through a land few people can truly understand. But my child, it is precisely within those dark and seemingly lonely places that I am carrying out my deepest work in your life. A seed does not sprout amid applause and brilliant light. It begins its journey in the darkness of the soil, where no one sees it and where everything appears silent. Yet it is in that buried place that life is moving most powerfully. If the seed could speak, perhaps it would believe it had been forgotten. But I know that beneath that soil, preparation is taking place for a glorious harvest. You are the same. My beloved child, your tears, the moments when you had to remain silent before opposition, the times when all you could do was hold tightly to my word within your heart, all of these are becoming fertile ground where my promises can take deeper root within you. Do not be overly concerned when others cannot understand what I am doing in your life. Not everyone has eyes to see the invisible work of heaven. Some will judge your journey by outward appearances, by visible success, or by what can be measured through human sight. But I do not work according to the ways of the world. I often choose hidden places to prepare great things. It was I who kept Moses in the wilderness for many years, before bringing him forth as the deliverer of Israel. It was I who left David among the sheep for a long season before placing a crown upon his head. And it is I who am using these hidden seasons to shape you for the greater purpose ahead. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. As Isaiah 40:31 declares, I want you to learn how to draw strength from me rather than from the approval of people. There are times when I allow you to walk through loneliness, so you may discover that my presence is enough for your soul, far more than the applause of the world. When you are no longer dependent upon the approval of others, you will walk more freely in the calling I have placed upon your life. And then, when my appointed season arrives, no one will be able to deny the work I have accomplished within you. My beloved child, I know there are moments when you wonder why this journey seems so long. But a farmer does not blame the seed because it has not become a tree overnight. All life requires time to take root, to grow, and to bear fruit in its proper season. I am teaching you spiritual patience, a patience that does not arise from helplessness, but from confidence that I am always faithful to my word. Those who sow precious seed with tears shall return with songs of joy. As Psalm 126:6 says, you will not remain forever in the season of sowing through tears. The harvest is being prepared for you, and when that season comes, you will look back upon the days that once caused you pain with different eyes. You will understand that the darkness surrounding the seed was never a place of death, but the place where life was being formed. You will see that delay was never rejection, and silence was never absence. I was always there, quietly watching over the promise within your life like a gardener tending a young plant in the darkness of night. But my beloved child, I am not only preparing blessings for you to enjoy alone. When I pour abundance into your life, I am also inviting you into greater maturity within the purpose I have prepared for you. The greater the grace, the deeper the responsibility. I do not want you to become a reservoir that keeps everything for itself. I want you to become a river carrying life to others. There are souls around you who are dried up by disappointment, wandering in darkness without knowing where to find light. I want to use your life itself to lead them back to hope. You are the light of the world. As written in Matthew 5:14, light was not created merely to shine upon itself. I placed light within you so it could reach the darkest places. Perhaps you think you are too small to make a great impact, but my beloved child, even a small lamp is enough to drive away darkness from a large room. I am not searching for perfection within you. I am searching for a willing heart through which I can move. Remember Esther, who was brought into the palace not simply to live in luxury, but to save her people in a moment of great danger. What I give you is the same. The blessings, opportunities, and healing I place into your life are not only for your own enjoyment, but so that through you, many others may encounter my love and power. Some doors I open for you today will become pathways for others tomorrow. Some lessons you learn through pain will become words of comfort that rescue a soul standing in despair. Do not fear the responsibility that comes with blessing. If I entrust you with more, it is because I am also enlarging your heart to love and serve more deeply. I will not allow you to become empty when you pour out what I have given you. A river does not dry up because it flows outward. it remains full because it is connected to its source. You are the same, my beloved child. As long as you remain in me, you will always have enough peace to share, enough love to give away, and enough hope to lift up those whom I send into your life. Therefore, do not fear the present darkness. Do not fear being misunderstood or opposed. Do not fear temporary seasons of loneliness. All of these are simply the soil I am using to prepare you for the season of blooming that lies ahead. Continue holding my word within your heart. Continue walking in humility and trust. Then, at the appointed time, you will stand in the midst of the harvest I promised, seeing my faithfulness covering every part of your life. And through your very life, many others will recognize that I am still alive, still healing, and still turning seeds once buried in darkness into fields overflowing with light and life. My beloved child, I did not call you to walk this earth merely to live for yourself and then quietly fade away like the passing wind. I placed within your soul a purpose far deeper than anything your eyes have yet seen. I am calling you to become a stream of life in a world filled with dryness, to become a lamp still burning in places where darkness seems to reign. What I give you is not meant to be clutched tightly in fear of losing it, but to be poured out through love, mercy, and obedience. When you become a blessing to others, you will understand that true abundance is not found in storing things up, but in remaining connected to the endless source of life within me. Look at a great river flowing through barren lands. It does not drink its own water, nor does it keep for itself what has been poured down from heaven, because it never stops flowing outward. It always remains full. You are the same, my beloved child. If you live only to keep things for yourself, your soul will gradually grow weary and dry. But when you open your heart to love, to support, and to sow hope into the lives of others, I will continue pouring fresh oil upon you that never runs dry. Whoever refreshes others will himself be refreshed. As Proverbs 11:25 declares, this is the principle of heaven. A hand opened in love will always be filled again by me. I know there are moments when you stand before the calling I have given you, and your heart trembles because you feel too small. There are nights when you ask yourself how you could possibly carry what I am placing upon your shoulders. You look at your limitations, at wounds not yet fully healed, at past failures, and you wonder whether you truly have the strength to continue. My beloved child, it is precisely in those moments that I want you to learn something very deep. I never chose you because you were strong enough. I chose you because I desire my power to be revealed through your weakness. Remember Gideon when I called him to deliver Israel. He saw himself as the least in his father's house and believed there was nothing remarkable about him. Yet I called him a mighty warrior even while he was trembling with fear. I do not look at you through the eyes of limitation. I look at you according to the person I am shaping as you walk with me. My strength is made perfect in weakness. As written in 2 Corinthians 12:9, when you recognize that you are not strong enough and return to depend upon me, that is not failure, it is the beginning of true power. My beloved child, do not try to carry your calling through your own effort alone. A branch does not force itself to bear fruit, it simply remains connected to the vine, so the life within the vine may continue flowing through it. You are the same. What I desire from you is not flawless perfection, but a heart that knows how to remain in me. Apart from me, you can do nothing. As John 15:5 says, but when you remain in me, what once seemed beyond your ability will gradually become possible through my strength working within you. There will be times when you feel like a traveler standing before a vast ocean, unable to see how you could ever cross it. But my child, I never call you onto a path that I have not already walked before you. When Moses stood before the Red Sea with the people behind him and danger ahead, he also did not know how the way would open. Yet when he obeyed and stepped forward, I parted the waters into a path. You are the same. I do not require you to see the entire journey before you begin walking. I only ask you to trust that my hand is powerful enough to make a way even where there seems to be no escape. Do not let the feeling of being overwhelmed cause you to forget where your true strength comes from. Your own strength is like the morning mist, quickly fading when the sun rises. But my strength is a river that never runs dry. I do not only give you an assignment, I also give you the grace to fulfill it. Every day you seek me, I will renew your soul. Every time you kneel in prayer, I will pour fresh oil into the lamp within you. Whenever you grow weary, I will become the resting place for your spirit. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. As Isaiah 40:31 declares, I do not promise that the journey will always be easy, but I do promise that you will never walk it alone. My beloved child, do not fear when you feel that you are not enough. The people who know most deeply how much they need me are often the ones I can use most powerfully. The proud who trust in their own strength are easily broken, but the humble who lean upon me will stand firm through every stormy season. I am teaching you to live not by confidence in yourself, but by trust in the one who holds your life in his hands. And the day will come when you look back upon the path you have walked and weep in amazement. You will realize how many times you believed you could not continue, yet I still carried you through. You will see how many doors seemed impossible to open, yet I opened them at the perfect moment. You will discover how many souls were touched, not because you were strong, but because you allowed me to move through your weakness. Then you will understand more deeply the words I have spoken. Your life was never meant only to receive blessings, but to become a blessing. And through every faithful step you take, through every quiet act of love, encouragement, and light you offer to others, you will hear my gentle voice echoing within your soul. Well done, good and faithful servant. Not because you were never weak, but because, in the midst of every weakness, you continued holding my hand and walking in trust until the very end of the journey. My beloved child, there will be evenings when your soul grows weary, like a traveler who has walked too long beneath the burning heat of the desert. You will feel pressure covering your mind, as though every responsibility, every trial, and every sorrow has settled upon your small shoulders all at once. There will be nights when you lie down, yet your heart still cannot rest. When thoughts continue crashing against your spirit like endless waves upon the sea. And then you may ask, why this journey feels so heavy? Why I would entrust you with something far beyond your own ability. But my beloved child, it is precisely in those moments of weakness that I want you to remember. I never called you to carry everything through your own strength. I am not a distant master standing far away while watching you struggle through the storm. I am the Father who steps directly into the storm to take hold of your hand. When your legs tremble, I will become the rock beneath your feet. When your tears fall silently, I am still there, listening to every deepest sigh within your heart. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted. As Psalm 34:18 declares, no pain of yours is too small for me to notice, and no burden is too heavy for me to turn away from. My beloved child, I know there are times when you try to appear strong before others, while inside you are completely exhausted. There are seasons when you keep moving forward, even though your soul has grown weary from fighting for so long. But I did not call you to become a lonely warrior who survives only by forcing yourself to endure. I called you to learn how to rest in me. A branch does not create life within itself. It lives because it remains connected to the vine. You are the same. If you try to carry this journey through your own strength, you will quickly become empty. But if you remain in me, fresh strength will continually flow into your soul. Cast all your anxieties upon him, because he cares for you. As written in Peter 5:7, This is not merely a gentle word of comfort for you to read and then forget. It is a key to spiritual freedom. I did not create you to live beneath the weight of every burden. There are things you are carrying that I never asked you to bear alone. The more you try to control everything through your own strength, the heavier your heart becomes. But when you learn to lay those burdens down before me, you will discover a peace that the world can neither give nor take away. Remember Elijah after the great victory on Mount Carmel. The man who once stood boldly before the crowds and called down fire from heaven also reached a point of such exhaustion that he wanted to give up everything. He ran into the wilderness, sat beneath the broom tree, and asked to die. Yet I did not condemn him for that weakness. I sent an angel to bring him bread and water so he could rest. I knew his soul needed restoration before continuing the journey. You are the same. My beloved child, there are moments when what you need is not greater effort, but a deeper return into my presence so your soul may rest within me. Do not be ashamed of the moments when you grow weary. Weakness does not make you a failure. It reminds you that you need me. It is precisely in the moments when you realize you are not strong enough that my power finds room to move more mightily within you. My strength is made perfect in weakness. As written in 2 Corinthians 12-9, I do not ask you to become invincible. I simply desire that you remain humble enough to return to me whenever your soul grows exhausted. There will be days when you no longer have words left to pray. You will only know how to sit in silence with a heavy heart and tear-filled eyes. But, my child, even when your lips cannot form words, I still understand the language of your soul. My spirit intercedes for you with groanings deeper than human language can express. I do not require you to always appear strong and composed in order for me to hear you. I hear the silent cries, the weary sighs, and even the quiet spaces that no one else but me can understand. When darkness surrounds you and you do not know how to continue, I will become the light guiding your way. I do not promise that every road will always be easy, but I do promise that no darkness will ever be stronger than my presence. Remember the people of Israel in the wilderness. By day, I led them with a pillar of cloud, and by night with a pillar of fire. In the same way, I will not allow you to lose your way on this journey, even when you cannot yet see the path ahead. I am already walking before you to prepare the way. My beloved child, I want you to learn how to rest within my arms, like a little child sleeping peacefully against a father's chest. That child does not understand everything happening around it, yet it rests in peace because it knows it is being held. I desire your soul to live in that same peace. Do not think that every step you take today is being sustained by your own strength. There have been many times when I carried you through places where, by your own power alone, you would have collapsed long ago. Therefore, my beloved child, stop carrying burdens I never asked you to bear alone. Lay them down at my feet. Allow me to become the resting place for your soul. I am not only the one who calls you to walk, I am also the one who supports you with every step. And then you will realize that what keeps you standing is not your own strength, but my faithful hand that has never let go of you for even a single moment. My beloved child, do not turn away from your weakness as though it disappoints me. I am not surprised by the moments when you grow tired, nor do I distance myself from you when your heart trembles in silent battles. I saw your entire journey before you ever took your first step, and I knew there would be days when you would feel completely drained of strength. But, my child, it is precisely in the place where you believe yourself to be most fragile that my power delights in dwelling most deeply. My strength is made perfect in weakness. As written in 2 Corinthians 12:9, what the world calls limitation, I can transform into a place where my glory is revealed. Do not think you must always appear strong in order to be worthy of my love. My love is not built upon your achievements or your outward appearance of strength. I love you in the nights when you cry and no one knows. I love you in the moments when you sit silently because there are no words left within you. I love you in the days when all you can do is take one more small step while your soul feels exhausted. I do not love a false, perfect version of you. I love you exactly as you are, with every crack, every fear, and every weakness you carry. Remember Peter, during the night he walked upon the water. As long as his eyes remained fixed on me, he stood firm in the midst of the storm. But when he looked at the waves and at his own helplessness, he began to sink. Yet, my beloved child, I did not allow him to drown. I reached out my hand and took hold of him in the middle of the raging sea. You are the same. There will be moments when you look at your circumstances and feel too small for what I have called you to do. But I did not call you to walk by your own strength. I called you to walk by holding tightly to my hand. Do not be ashamed to ask for my help. I am waiting for you to draw closer whenever your heart grows heavy. Some people think faith means always appearing strong. But I want you to understand that true faith is sometimes simply daring to fall into my arms and confess that you cannot continue alone. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. As written in Matthew 11:28, I did not speak those words to the perfect. I spoke them to souls exhausted from trying to carry too much by themselves. My beloved child, there are burdens you are carrying that I never asked you to bear. You are trying to prove your worth by always being strong enough, capable enough, and resilient enough, but your value does not come from your ability to withstand everything. Your value comes from the fact that you belong to me. Before you ever accomplished anything, I already called you beloved. Before you ever won a single battle, I had already placed my hand upon your life and called you by name. Look at a little child sleeping peacefully upon a father's shoulder. That child does not understand the road ahead or know where the father is leading. Yet it rests in peace because it knows it is being carried. I want your soul to rest in that same way. You do not need to understand everything in order to have peace. You only need to know that I am here. In every tear you try to hide, I am present. In every sigh no one else hears, I am listening. No pain of yours has ever escaped my eyes. When you feel overwhelmed by the calling I have placed upon you, return to the source of your life. Do not run through the world searching for strength, only to become even more exhausted. Sit beside me as Mary sat at the feet of Jesus, listening and allowing her soul to be renewed. Many times, what you need most is not to strive harder, but to pause long enough for me to pour my peace into your heart. Be still and know that I am God. As written in Psalm 46:10, there are strengths that can only be born through resting in me. I know that sometimes you look at the magnitude of what I have called you to do and feel far too small. But remember the little boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish. In human hands, it was far too little. Yet, when placed into my hands, it became enough to feed thousands. My beloved child, what I desire from you is not an abundance of personal strength, but a willingness to place into my hands whatever you have. No matter how small it may seem, I will do the rest. Do not fear your weakness. It is often through the softest and most fragile places within you that my light shines most clearly. Those who have never known brokenness often struggle to understand the pain of others. But you, because you have walked through tears and weariness, will know how to embrace fallen souls with the gentleness I have taught you. I waste none of the pain within your journey. I will transform the places that were once shattered into fountains of life and healing for many others. Therefore, my beloved child, stop trying to carry everything through your own strength. Allow me to place upon your shoulders my gentle yoke instead of the heavy burdens you are trying to bear alone. I am not only the one who calls you to walk, I am also the one who walks beside you, strengthens you, and carries you through the stretches where you no longer have strength to continue. And the day will come when you look back upon your weakest seasons and realize it was there that you saw me most clearly. It was there that you learned true trust. It was there that you discovered the thing keeping you standing was never your own strength, but my faithful arms that never left your life for even a single moment. My beloved child, let your heart become quiet before me like a calm lake at dawn, so you may hear my voice clearly in the midst of life's confusion. There will be days when you look ahead and cannot see any clear path. There will be nights when you pray through tears while everything still seems silent. And there will be moments when your heart trembles, wondering whether what I promised will truly come to pass. But my child, it is precisely within those dark moments that I am teaching you the deepest lesson of faith, to trust me, not only when you can see, but even when your eyes cannot yet recognize what I am doing. The righteous shall live by faith. As written in Romans 17, faith is not walking only when everything is certain and clear. Faith is continuing to hold my hand, even while fog still surrounds you. There are things I have not yet shown you, not because I desire to frighten you, but because I want you to learn to depend upon me more than upon your own understanding. If you could see the entire journey ahead, you would easily place your trust in the road rather than in the one leading you. But I want you to know that I, myself, am the greatest assurance for your future. My beloved child, I never forget the promises I have spoken over your life. What you call silence is not my absence. A seed beneath the soil cannot hear the sound of a tree growing. Yet life is still moving quietly through every layer of earth. In the same way, even when you think nothing has changed, I am still working in the unseen realm. There are doors I am preparing to open. There are people I am arranging to enter your life at the right moment. There are things that, if I revealed them too soon, you would not yet be mature enough to carry. Remember Abraham when I promised him descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky. Years passed, and the promise still seemed distant. Old age drew near. Bodies weakened, and circumstances gave no visible sign of hope. Yet it was precisely in that impossible place that I revealed, my word does not depend upon human ability. God is not a man, that he should lie. As written in Numbers 23:19, what I have spoken, I will fulfill. You are the same. My beloved child, do not measure my promises by what your eyes see today. I know there are times when delay makes your heart weary. You look at others who seem to be moving ahead more quickly while you remain in a prolonged season of waiting. But my child, I do not delay in order to wound you. I delay in order to prepare you. The builder of a great house must dig a deeper foundation. The one who desires a great tree must allow its roots to grow deeper into the soil. If I were to give you what I promised too soon, while your soul is not yet strong enough, the blessing itself could become a burden instead of a joy. All things work together for good to those who love God. As written in Romans 8:28, even the winding roads you do not understand today are serving a greater good ahead of you. Some doors close not to block you, but to protect you from things that do not belong to the destiny I have prepared for you. Some disappointments you once wept over were, in truth, my gentle protection over your life. My beloved child, I do not call you merely to carry the name of one who believes in me through words alone, but for your very life to become a living testimony of the love, grace, and transformation I bring forth. I desire that when others look at you, they do not only hear the things you say, but also feel the peace flowing from your soul. See the gentleness in the way you treat others, and recognize that a greater light is living within you. Faith is not merely something spoken with the lips during moments of prayer. True faith must become the rhythm of your everyday life. the breath within the way you love, and the mark upon even your smallest actions. Let your words carry healing warmth instead of coldness that wounds. This world already has more than enough voices filled with anger, judgment, and despair. I am searching for hearts willing to become streams of refreshment in dry lands. There are people who may forget the exact words you once spoke, but they will remember the peace they felt in your presence. There are souls exhausted from being wounded for too long, and a single gentle word from you could become the doorway that leads them back to hope. Gracious words are like honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones. As Proverbs 16:24 declares, I want your words to become like that, carrying life instead of burdens. My beloved child, do not think you must become perfect before you can testify of me. I have never used flawless people. I use hearts willing to surrender and allow me to transform them day by day. Look at Peter, the man who became so afraid that he denied me 3 times in the darkness of night. Yet, after being restored by my love, he became a strong man who carried light to countless others. What made him useful in my hands was not that he had never failed, but that he allowed me to heal and transform his weakness. I am doing the same work within you. The quiet changes happening deep inside your soul will become the strongest evidence that I am real. Perhaps you do not even notice it, but the way you respond to hardship today is already different from before. The way you forgive, the way you remain patient, the way you hold on to peace in the midst of storms. All these are traces of my work within you. The world may never read the Bible, but it is reading your life every single day. And through your life, I want people to see that my love is still healing, restoring, and transforming human hearts. Let your light shine before others. As written in Matthew 5:16, but my child, true light does not seek attention for itself. A lamp does not shine upon its own face. It shines so others may find their way. I did not place light within you so you would be exalted, but so that those who are lost may discover hope through your life. Every act of love, every quiet kindness, every moment you choose gentleness instead of bitterness becomes a small ray of light piercing through the darkness of this world. Do not underestimate the small things you do in love. A tiny seed can become a great tree. A small candle can drive away the darkness of an entire room. Perhaps you think you are not capable of changing anything significant, but I am not asking you to save the whole world in one day. I simply desire that you remain faithful with the light I have placed in your hands today. The mother who treats her child with tenderness, the friend who truly listens, the person willing to help when no one else notices. All these things are precious in my sight. Remember the poor widow who offered 2 small coins in the temple. In the eyes of people, her gift seemed insignificant, but I saw the love and sincerity behind it. You are the same, my beloved child. What causes your life to shine is not grand acts before human eyes, but your faithfulness in the small things I entrust to you. There will be moments when you feel very small in this vast world, but never forget that I delight in using small things to reveal my great power. I used the little boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands. I used the simple staff in Moses' hand to part the sea. I used ordinary fishermen to change the world. Therefore, do not look at your limitations and become afraid. What I seek is not your greatness, but a willing heart through which I may move. My beloved child, your light does not come from yourself. If you try to shine by your own strength, your oil will quickly run dry. But when you remain close to me, your soul will be filled with fresh light each day. I am the light of the world. As written in John 12, when you abide in me, you will carry that light wherever you go, not through loud display or self-exaltation, but through the peace, sincerity, and love flowing from a life that has truly been touched by me. I want you to understand that there are souls who will find their way home simply because they see me reflected through you. There are people who have lost hope who will rise again because of a word of encouragement you speak at the right moment. There are dry and weary hearts that will be refreshed through the gentleness you choose to give away. I am using you more than you realize. Therefore, my beloved child, do not fear your smallness. Do not fear that your light is too weak in the midst of thick darkness. Darkness has never overcome light, not even the smallest light. Continue staying close to me. Allow my love to flow through you each day. Let your life become a quiet yet powerful song of my kindness and faithfulness. And when others see the light within you, they will not merely see a person trying to live well, they will recognize that I, the eternal light, am living and moving through your life. My beloved child, I know there are things you are still holding on to, not because they truly bring life to you, but because they have become familiar shelters for your soul in weary seasons. There are pains you have carried for so long that you have begun to believe they are part of who you are. There are habits, memories, and old voices repeating endlessly within your mind, making you think you will never truly change. But my child, anything that continually drains your peace cannot be the place where I desire you to remain forever. I do not want you to spend your whole life inside the narrow room of woundedness, when I have already prepared for you the wide open sky of freedom. Turn your face toward my light. Do not fear that my light will expose you only to condemn you. I did not come to crush your soul with judgment, but to heal the places within you that have been silently bleeding for years. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. As written in Isaiah 9:2, my light does not shame you. My light helps you see your true worth after so many years of darkness distorting it. There are moments when you have become so accustomed to pain that when I touch you in order to heal you, you become afraid to release what is familiar. But my beloved child, I did not call you merely to survive within darkness. I called you to step out of it. Remember the woman who suffered from bleeding for 12 years. She had lived with pain and hopelessness for so long that her entire life seemed defined by her illness. Yet with one touch of my garment in faith, the flow of suffering stopped. I am waiting for you to come near me in the same way. Not after you have become completely strong, but right now, in the midst of your trembling and exhaustion. I do not ask you to heal yourself before coming to me. I am the healer, my beloved child. There are places within your soul that have not felt alive for a very long time. There are dreams you buried because of disappointment. There are parts of your heart you believed had died because they were wounded too many times. But I am the one who breathes life into dry bones. I will put my spirit within you, and you shall live. As written in Ezekiel 37:14, no place within you is too dark for me to enter. No wound is too deep for my grace to touch. I desire to restore within you not only joy, but also the clarity that pain has clouded for so many years. I know there are times when you look at yourself through the eyes of those who once hurt you. Their criticism, rejection, and judgments gradually became the mirror through which you forgot who you truly are. But my child, the world has no authority to define your soul. I, the one who created you, am the one who calls you by name. Before anyone ever judged you, I already called you beloved. Before anyone ever caused you to doubt your worth, I had already placed upon you the dignity of one chosen by me. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. As written in Isaiah 43:2, I have never abandoned you in the deep waters of your wounds. Even during the days when you thought you were being swallowed by fear and loneliness, my hand was still quietly holding you. The reason you are still standing today is not because you were never weak, but because I never let go of you. My beloved child, I did not create you to spend your life bowing beneath fear and the judgment of the world. I created you to spread your wings in the freedom of a soul that knows it is unconditionally loved. That freedom does not come from everyone accepting you. It comes from knowing that you belong to me. When you truly understand this, the judgments of the world will no longer have the power to chain your soul. Do not think that strength means never feeling fear. True strength is not found in never trembling, but in continuing to walk even while your legs still shake. When David stepped forward to face Goliath, he surely felt how small he was before that giant, but he did not place his trust in his own strength. He trusted that I was with him. You are the same, my beloved child. Every time you rise again after being wounded, every time you dare to trust again after disappointment, every time you continue walking while your heart still aches, that is when my strength is moving most clearly within you. I do not condemn you for the times you have fallen. I know every wound within you carries a story, and even within those stories, my grace has never stopped flowing. There are things that once seemed as though they would destroy you, yet I will transform them into places from which compassion and light flow toward others. Those who have been healed most deeply often become the ones who know how to love most deeply. Therefore, my beloved child, stop running from my light. Allow me to touch the places you have always tried to hide. Allow me to wash the dust of the road from your soul and renew your heart with the living water that never runs dry. I did not come to take away who you truly are. I came to free you from chains that never truly belonged to you. When you remain near me, your soul will gradually become lighter. The things that once suffocated you will no longer rule over you. You will begin seeing yourself through my eyes, eyes of love, hope, and restoration, and day by day, you will realize that the most beautiful thing I am doing is not merely changing the circumstances around you, but transforming your soul itself into a place filled with light, peace, and life that never fades. My beloved child, I have placed within your soul a flame that the darkness of this world cannot extinguish. That flame was not born from temporary emotions or from human approval, but from the very breath of life I placed within you from the beginning. There may have been days when the criticism of others cast shadows over your soul. Perhaps you heard too many voices telling you that you were weak, worthless, or not enough. But my child, no human voice has the authority to define what I have created. When I called you, I did not call you by the failures of your past. I called you by the identity I placed upon your life before you even knew yourself. You are a chosen generation. As written in 1 Peter 2 gegen 9, you were not born to live, bowed beneath fear and shame. I created you to reflect my light into a world filled with weary souls. What makes you strong is not that you have never been wounded, but that my light continues burning within you even after your fiercest storms. That flame is my mark upon your life, sacred, enduring, and unconquerable by darkness. I know there were moments when you believed that flame had gone out. There were nights when worry, doubt, and loneliness swallowed you so deeply that you thought no hope remained. You looked at the broken pieces within your heart and wondered whether I still wanted to remain near you. But my beloved child, my light has never left you for even a single moment. Even when you turned away from yourself, I still stood there waiting for you to return. My light is not like the light of the world, a light that shines only upon those considered strong, successful, or perfect. My light enters even the most broken places within you in order to heal, restore, and remind you that you are still loved. Remember the prodigal son when he returned to his father's house after years of wandering. He carried shame, guilt, and the belief that he was no longer worthy to be called a son. Yet the father ran to embrace him before he could even finish speaking his confession. You are the same, my beloved child. I do not wait for you to become perfect before opening my arms to you. I love you even in the days when you are still filled with wounds and weakness. It is that love that will transform you from the inside out. My light does not shine upon you to condemn you, but so you may finally see your true worth through my eyes. There are dark corners within your heart you tried to hide because you feared being hurt once again. There are pains you buried deeply because you believed no one could understand them. But I see them all, and I do not turn away from those places. I step into them with the gentleness of the healer. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. As written in Psalm 147:3, there is no part of you too damaged for me to restore. My beloved child, I do not want you to continue living as someone constantly trying to prove your worth before the world. The world changes its opinions quickly. Today it may praise you, and tomorrow it may forget you entirely. But my word over your life stands firm forever. When you allow your soul to be controlled by the acceptance of others, you will always live in unrest. But when you know that you are loved and chosen by me, you will walk in a peace that no one can take away from you. My peace I leave with you. As written in John 14:27, the peace I give is not like the peace of the world. The world says you can only be at peace when everything is under your control. But I teach you that true peace appears when you dare to release what you cannot hold and place it into my hands. There are moments when you force yourself to appear strong, hiding the storms within your heart because you fear being seen as weak. But my child, I do not need that mask of strength. I desire your honesty. When you kneel and whisper, "Father, I need you," heaven does not see that as failure. It sees faith. It is in that surrender that I pour my peace into your soul, like cool water flowing through dry land. That peace is not loud or boastful, yet it is powerful enough to calm the storms raging within you. My beloved child, I did not create you to become a victim of darkness. I created you to carry light. When you rise again after being wounded, when you continue loving after being hurt, when you keep hoping in the middle of dark days, that is when my light shines most brightly through your life. A lamp does not prove its strength through noise, it simply continues burning, and darkness retreats on its own. Do not fear if your hands still tremble while you continue forward. True strength is not found in never feeling fear, but in continuing to walk even while trembling, because you know I am holding your hand. The one within you is greater than every darkness standing against you. No judgment spoken over you is stronger than the words I have spoken over your life. No darkness is deep enough to hide the light I have placed within your soul. Therefore, my beloved child, lift up your head. Walk as one who carries the name of heaven. Let my light within you continue to burn, not to exalt yourself, but so that lost souls may see the way home again. And day by day, you will realize that what I am doing is not merely healing old wounds, but transforming your entire life into living proof that my love is stronger than darkness, and that my grace is sufficient to restore even what once seemed completely shattered. My beloved child, it is time for you to learn how to loosen your grip on the things quietly, exhausting your soul. Not everything you continue holding on to is truly necessary for the journey I am leading you through. There are conversations that seem harmless, yet leave heaviness lingering in your heart. There are voices that sow confusion, doubt, and anxiety into your mind until you slowly lose the stillness I desire to place within you. My child, not every place you enter is meant to nourish your soul. There are doors I want you to close, not because I wish to take something from you, but because I know what is quietly draining the peace within you. Guard your heart above all else, for out of it flow the issues of life. As written in Proverbs 4:23, I want you to understand that what you allow into your mind each day will gradually shape your soul. If you continually sit among voices filled with anxiety, you will begin to see the world through fearful eyes. If you remain within arguments and chaos, the peace within you will slowly erode. That is why there are times when wisdom is not found in trying harder to explain yourself or remain where you are not understood, but in quietly walking away in peace. My beloved child, I did not call you to live within an atmosphere of confusion and chaos. I called you near my presence, where your soul may find rest. Some people believe they must always speak, always prove themselves right, and preserve every relationship at any cost. But my child, not every battle is worth entering. Some conversations only pull your soul farther from the light and leave your heart heavier than before. I am teaching you the value of holy silence, a silence not born from weakness, but from maturity that understands the peace of the soul is more precious than winning an argument. Remember Elijah when he fled into the wilderness, overwhelmed by fear and exhaustion. I did not come to him through the violent wind or the great noise. I came in a gentle whisper. In the same way, my voice is rarely heard amid the noise of the world, but clearly discerned within souls that know how to become still before me. If you constantly allow yourself to be swept away by the noise of the crowd, it will become difficult to recognize the direction I am showing you. In quietness and trust shall be your strength. As written in Isaiah 30:15, there is great strength in knowing when to stop, in not reacting to every word spoken against you, and in stepping away from things that no longer bring life to your spirit. I do not want you to become someone who lives under the pressure of blending into the crowd in order to be accepted. You were not created to lose yourself among the multitude. I created you to walk in truth, even when that causes you to stand apart. My beloved child, the world will always have countless voices. There are voices of fear, doubt, hasta, and fleshly ambition. There are pieces of advice that sound very reasonable to human understanding, yet do not carry the breath of the Holy Spirit. And if you do not learn discernment, you can easily drift away from the path I am leading you on. That is why I want you to learn to pause and ask your heart, does this draw me closer to me? Does this bring true light and peace? If the answer is no, my beloved child, do not be afraid to let it go. Do not think that everything that makes you feel comfortable comes from me. There are paths that appear peaceful at first, but in the end, draw your soul away from true life. Remember Lot when he looked toward the fertile plains of Sodom and thought it was the best place to choose. His eyes saw prosperity, but he did not see the darkness hidden behind it. You are the same. My child, not every opportunity is a door I have opened. Not every gentle voice carries truth. I want you to learn to recognize my breath amid the many sounds of the world. My beloved child, there are things you need to release, not because they are terribly evil, but because they no longer fit the place I am leading you into. There are relationships that were necessary for an old season, but cannot walk with you into the new one. There are habits that once helped you feel safe, but are now keeping you stuck in stagnation. I never take anything from you without preparing something better for you. But if your hands keep tightly holding the old, it will be difficult for your heart to open and receive the new things I desire to give. Do not fear loneliness when you choose to walk differently from the crowd. An eagle does not fly with low-flying birds close to the ground. I am calling you higher to a place where your soul learns to live, not by the approval of others, but by my voice. This does not mean you become cold or distant, but that you learn to place my peace and my presence above the need to be understood by everyone. Therefore, my beloved child, learn to let go with peace. Do not cling to what is pulling your soul away from the light. Allow me to cleanse the voices that have filled your mind with fear and confusion. Make room for stillness, because it is in that stillness that you will hear my voice more clearly than ever before. And then, when your heart is no longer disturbed by every wave of the world, you will begin to walk with new clarity. You will recognize which path carries the breath of heaven and which thing only has the appearance of wisdom but contains no life. I will lead you by my peace. And your soul will learn that some of the greatest victories do not come from trying to hold on to everything, but from knowing what to release in order to stay closer to me. My beloved child, pause for a moment amid the busyness that keeps pulling your soul onward, and look deeply within yourself under the gentle light of my presence. There are wounds you have carried for so long that you have begun to call them a normal part of life. There are pains that repeat day after day until you grow familiar with them, like someone who has lived so long in darkness that they forget what sunlight feels like. But my child, becoming accustomed to pain does not mean pain has become right. A soul created by love was never made to live forever in withering. I see the sighs you hide behind your smile. I see the nights when you tell yourself you are fine, while inside you are slowly becoming exhausted. You have learned to wear your wounds as though they were familiar clothing. And sometimes you even call that silent endurance strength. But my beloved child, true strength is not found in covering your wounds with beautiful layers so no one can see them. True strength begins when you dare to open your heart before me and confess that there are places within you that need to be healed. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. As written in Psalm 147:3, I do not speak those words to people who have never known pain. I speak them to souls who have grown weary from carrying too much alone for far too long. I do not want you to keep lulling your soul to sleep with gentle excuses such as, everyone has to endure this. No, my child, no flower was created to live forever beneath trampling feet. No garden can truly flourish if it is battered day after day by the cold winds of hurt without ever being tended with care. My beloved child, your soul is like a garden into which I planted many beautiful things. From the very first moment I called your name, I placed within you the ability to love, gentleness, joy, and light. But there have been storms that passed through your life, leaving behind dry branches and deep cracks in the soil of your heart. And instead of stopping to heal, you kept moving forward like a gardener, pretending the plants are still healthy, even though the leaves have already begun to wither. I do not want that garden to slowly die in silence. Remember the woman at the well beneath the heat of midday. She carried so much dryness and shame within her that she avoided even the eyes of other people. But when I met her, I did not condemn her brokenness. I simply gently invited her to drink the water that whoever drinks will never thirst again. You are the same. My beloved child, I did not come to accuse you for the cracks within your heart. I came to fill the places that have run dry. There are wounds you have hidden so carefully that even you have forgotten you are still hurting. You decorate your exhaustion with smiles, call your numbness maturity, and name your silence peace. But I see through every one of those masks. I know which places within you are still quietly bleeding, and I do not turn away from those places. My child, I do not need you to become strong before you come near me. I am the source of the strength you have been searching for. When you try to heal yourself through your own strength, your soul will only become more exhausted. But when you allow me to touch the places you have always tried to hide, true healing will begin. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened. As written in Matthew 11:28, I do not invite the perfect. I invite the souls who are exhausted from trying to hold themselves together for too long. My beloved child, do not confuse endurance with healing. Some people live with wounds for many years and think they have overcome them, when in truth, they have only learned how to become numb to the pain. I do not want you merely to survive this life. I want you to truly live. I want your heart to learn how to feel again. I want your soul to breathe freely beneath the light of my love. Let me return to the hidden corners you have kept locked away for so long. Let me refresh your soul with my gentleness, like a soft rain falling upon a dried garden. There are branches I will need to prune, not to hurt you, but so new life can grow stronger. There are things you must release because they are quietly draining the light within you. I came that they may have life, and have it abundantly. As written in John, saying, I did not call you to live in the darkness of silent resignation. I called you into restoration. That healing may not come in one loud moment, but it will grow day by day like dawn spreading across the earth. And then you will realize that you are becoming lighter, brighter, and gentler with yourself once again. My beloved child, I want you to see yourself through my eyes instead of through the eyes of pain. The cracks within you do not diminish your value. Sometimes the places that were once most broken become the very places where my light shines through most clearly. I am not ashamed of your weakness. I only want you to stop running from the healing I have been waiting to give you. Therefore, my beloved child, stop calling the things that cause your soul to wither normal. Let me care for the garden within you once again. Let me pull out the thorns of fear and pour over you the water of life. I did not create you to endure in silence, but to be healed in the light, to be fully loved, and to bloom again beneath the gentle hands of the one who created you from the very beginning